National Council of State greenlights Professor Joash Ojo Amupitan's nomination as new INEC boss, endorses new leadership at NPC.
These are funds that we need to build classes, build laboratories, engineering workshops, faculty offices, student auditoriums.
Federal government orders nationwide audit of all TED fund accounts.
To empower these MSMEs, NIPOS introduced a 15% logistics discount for all MSMEs registered with the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDA.
Also tonight, NIPOS expands on role, showcases tech revamp for a digital Nigeria. Good evening and welcome to NTA Network News. I am Jumma Yusuf. Tonight, we are poised to bring you some of the latest news from across the country with Adiola Kamiakere as our anchor in Lagos. Benny Adams is on standby here in Abuja studio for the business news, and Francisca Belle will be bringing us some exciting news in the world of sports. Remember, you can watch the live stream of this newscast on our various handles on social media. You can also catch a playback of this broadcast on our YouTube channel and other social media platforms displayed on the screen. Now, in tonight's NTA online survey, we are focusing on the fundamental change that could be the cornerstone of free, fair and unquestioned elections in Nigeria. The credibility of Nigeria's democracy is said to hinge on one key element, and that is electoral integrity. But what is the key to achieving that? We want to know, what is the single more important measure to protect the integrity of Nigeria's elections? You can participate in tonight's survey by scanning the QR code displayed on the screen or go to our social media platforms, click on the link for the vote and make your voice heard. Now, the National Council of State has endorsed the nomination of Professor Joash Ojo Amupitan as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The council at its meeting earlier today also approved the nomination of Aminu Yusuf from Niger State for the chairmanship of the National Population Commission, NPC. State House correspondent Musbaud Wahab reports on that, as well as the Police Council's meeting, which was also held successfully.
President Bola Tinubu would chair the National Council of State meeting for the second time. Former heads of state, General Ibrahim Babangida and General Abdulsalami Abubakar were online for the meeting, well attended by state governors. The meeting came timely after Professor Mahmoud Yakubu bowed out as chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. President Tinubu consequently nominated Professor Joash Ojo Amupitan from Kogi State to assume the leadership role of electoral umpire. The council unanimously approved the nomination of a 58-year-old professor who specializes in company law, law of evidence, corporate governance and privatization law.
Speaker after speaker spoke glowingly of this professor as a very serious-minded scholar, a man of high integrity, and a tested and trusted hand who has never participated in any partisan politics.
Similarly, following the approval of the council, Dr. Aminu Yusuf from Niger State will now take over as the new chairman of the National Population Commission, NPC. On other matters, the Advisory Committee on Prerogative of Mercy, through the Office of Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, got approval of the council to pardon a total of 175 persons.
Of the total, email recommended for presidential clemency were about 82. Those recommended for reduced sentence for their terms of imprisonment are 65. Those recommended for reduced sentences from death to life imprisonment are about 7 in number.
The Council equally sanctioned the report of the National Earners Awards Committee, which recommended a total of 824 out of about 5,000 applicants for the year 2024-2025 national honors and awards.
The Super Falcons of Nigeria and the Tigers were honored for their international representation and achievements in sports. And Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the immediate past INEC chairman, was also honored for his service to Nigeria's democratic process. The list of the successful candidates will be published shortly.
The names of the Ogoni 9 and Ogoni 4, earlier honored posthumously by President Bola Tinubu for their environmental activism and sacrifice, were also included on the list of the national awardees, as well as under the prerogative of mercy. From the Police Council meeting, which held immediately after, the Council approved the request of improved allocation from 0.5% to 1% of the federal allocation to the Nigeria Police Trust Fund. The Council also granted the prayer for the repeal and reenactment of the Nigeria Police Trust Fund Establishment Act 2025.
Direct the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice to input all the approvals of the Council in the proposed executive bill. All these prayers have been approved.
The peaceful reports of his soul.
The Police Council observed a minute silence in honor of the 18th Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, who passed away recently.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen.
From the State House, Musbah and Wahab, NC News.
INEC, the oxygen to democracy, is in another stage of leadership transition. From Professor Mahmoud Yakubu to Professor Joash Ojo Amipitan. What is the task ahead and the capacity of the man coming to lead this critical institution? Let's take a listen as Mayor Ogidi gives us a preview.
Personnel may change, but the institution endures. Professor Mahmoud Yakubu left here just 48 hours ago.
It will also enable the new chairman to quickly settle down to the task of conducting elections and electoral activities in Africa's most demographically and logistically complex environment. There is this, how do they put it in Latin, magnus opus. This is the nominal role of all the staff of INEC nationwide. Anybody whose name is not there, matters will arise. Thank you.
Professor Joash Amobitan on his way to take over, all things being equal. From professor to professor. And a promising character is what Nigerians expect for a proud electoral system. 58-year-old Professor Joash, just not a professor by nomenclature, but a proud professor of law, University of Jos, Plateau State, proud son of Ayetoro in Kogi State, pioneer INEC chairman designate from the north-central geopolitical zone of the country. But this appointment comes with a test with eye speed if the process favors him. Anambra State governorship election slated for 8th of November 2025, a litmus test ahead of the 2027 general election. The task and expectations quite enormous for Professor Amobitan. Hot seat that needs hot decisions. All eyes now away from Professor Mahmoud Yakubu and placed on Professor Joash Ojo Amobitan. Mayor Ogede, NT News.
Thank you, Mayor. And as you heard from our State House correspondent on the series of posthumous and contemporary pardons, let me bring you the details now. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has granted a series of posthumous and contemporary pardons, acting on the recommendations of the Presidential Advisory Committee on the Prerogative of Mercy. Among the most prominent posthumous pardons are Major General Mamman Jia Vatsa, executed for treason in 1986, and nationalist leader Herbert Macaulay, who was convicted by the British colonial authorities in 1913. The president also formally pardoned the Ogoni 9, including Ken Saro-Wiwa, and awarded national honors to the Ogoni 4. Overall, these constitutional powers of mercy extended to 175 individuals. This includes pardons for 82 inmates, reduced prison terms for 65 others, and the commutation of 7 death sentences to life imprisonment. The committee's recommendations were based on criteria such as old age, ill health, long service with good behavior, and demonstrated remorse, following a review of 294 applications and inmate interviews. To legislative matters now, the Senate will next week decide on an appropriate line of action over allegation of religious persecution in Nigeria made by U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, reinstating that insecurity in the country is not religious-driven. The Senate views the alleged Christian persecution narrative being pushed against Nigeria as an attempt to strangulate the economy of the country and create disunity among citizens. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The motion regarding alleged persecution of Christians in Nigeria came up as the Nigerian Senate, 24 hours after their counterparts in the House of Representatives had condemned a proposed legislation on the matter being considered by the Parliament in America and Canada. Though the Senate had postponed a resolution on the issue to next week to be reached during an executive session, the general opinion among lawmakers is that both Christians and Muslims in Nigeria suffer attacks from terrorists.
In my local government, Kirawa constituted majority Muslims, about 95 or more percent, were completely displaced and they had to run to Cameroon. Unfortunately, it was reported that they were Christians.
And I think as a parliament, we must take a position and we must join hands with the government to inform the U.S. and the U.S. Congress that the position they are taking is not in tandem with the reality of what is going on.
The argument is that most of the launch counter-terrorism approach are not sufficient enough to actually engage the terrorists.
Let our resolution here today, on the basis of this motion, be that as a Senate, it is our conviction that the insecurity problem, the insecurity challenge in Nigeria is not religion-driven.
Most of them are outsiders. When they come and start spraying bullets or they throw rocket, they are not throwing rocket into the crowd targeting a particular religion. They are killing Nigerians. What is happening in the United States is of concern to Nigeria. It's of concern to the Christians, it's of concern to the Muslims. Because the moment they bring sanctions will breed poverty.
The motion before the Senate was sponsored by Senator Alindumi and 20 other lawmakers.
Proper reaction to this motion should be stepped down until when we have an executive session.
The Senate is at the moment considering sending a delegation to interact with members of Parliament in America. Plenary featured first reading of 5 bills, one of which seeks the establishment of Complementary and Alternative Medicine Council of Nigeria. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And at the House of Representatives, the lawmakers have passed a resolution calling for greater and accelerated action by government and relevant stakeholders on the development of the girl child. Now, this comes as the world celebrates the International Day of the Girl Child. National Assembly correspondent Mitere Ipen reports.
Yes, please.
Lawmakers acknowledge that girls often bear the brunt of armed conflict and public health emergencies, but have remained undaunted despite their challenges, especially in crisis-affected communities. They call for greater commitment to securing and empowering the girl child in Nigeria.
We urge security agencies and relevant stakeholders to implement measures to protect girls from violence and exploitation during crisis. Urge the Ministry of Women Affairs to create safe spaces, providing mental health support to girls to help them cope with trauma.
In other resolutions, the House called for a probe of all funds allocated to implement the electricity power sector reform program from 2007 to 2024, while also faulting the financial books of the National Examination Council.
The House resolved to conduct an investigation into the activity of transmission companies, all these costs, their remittances, the tariff regime, and to ascertain the effectiveness or otherwise of the privatized power sector.
The House is worried that NECO is allegedly implementing its vehement without the required legislative approval. If this is so, it is a flagrant violation of our Constitution and inherent powers of this Honorable House.
The bill seeking the creation of Ibadan State scaled second reading alongside the bill seeking establishment of the National Institute for Technical and Vocational Education, Kankara, Katsina State.
When you talk about population in Ibadan alone today, Mr. Speaker, we have about 6 million plus living in Ibadan. Most people live in Ibadan and work in Lagos every day. Ibadan deserve their own state.
Meanwhile, Adeshola Elegbeji has been sworn in as member of the House to represent Ikene Shagamu Remo North, Federal Constituency of Ogun State, to fill the vacuum left by late Deputy Majority Whip of the House, Adewumi Ononuga. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
We'll take a break now. The news continues in a moment.
Zazzau Emirate Council cordially invites the general public to the Tubanan ceremony of His Excellency Architect Muhammad Namadi Sambu, GCON, FNIA, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from 2010 to 2015, as Sardaunan Zazzau. The ceremony will be performed by His Highness Ambassador Ahmed Nuhu Babanli, CFR, Emir of Zazzau, and Chairman, Kaduna State Council of Emirs and Chiefs. Date, Saturday, 11 October 2025. Venue, Emir's Palace, Zaria. Time, 11 a.m. Announcer, Planning Committee.
Welcome to Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria. We empower students to become leaders in their fields.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities.
With a diverse student body from around the globe, we foster a rich cultural experience. From science and technology to business and the arts, our programs are designed to push the boundaries of knowledge, ensuring that you stay ahead in the competitive world.
From the lectures received to the practicals,
we learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital Abuja is dedicated to advancing healthcare. Education goes beyond the classroom. At Baba Ahmed University Kano, the education legacy is extended beyond Abuja. Your journey to success starts here.
By now, it is safe to say that we have led an honorable quality revolution in education in Nigeria.
Apply today and take your first step toward an extraordinary future. Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria. Learn to live.
Ofala, the age-long heritage of the people of Onitsha. A day when tradition comes alive, with Glow showcasing this royal heritage to the world. On October 17th and 18th, it begins with the emergence of the Abugidi in his majestic splendor. Every step is a declaration of renewed harmony as the drums thunder, flutes vibrate, and prayers of peace are offered by the Obi. This year's festival begins with a youth carnival and an evening with Glow, featuring performances from the finest Southeast music maestros, the Ofala Festival, and the Royal Banquet. This is more than a festival. It is a reaffirmation of identity. Glow celebrates with all sons and daughters of Onitsha and the entire Igbo land as we take Ofala Onitsha to the world stage.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodimma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress means peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry cities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
The future of energy is here and is made in Nigeria. The Rural Electrification Agency, REA, invites you to the Nigerian Renewable Energy Innovation Forum, a dynamic event championing local content, local manufacturing, and the federal government's bold Nigeria First policy. From groundbreaking innovations to strategic partnerships, NREIF 2025 will unite local talent, original equipment manufacturers, policy makers, private sector players, and development partners, all powering Nigeria's clean energy future through Mr. President's forward-leaning policies. NREIF 2025 will be officially flagged off by Vice President Kashim Shettima, GCON. Join us in Abuja at the Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton Hotel, from the 14th to 15th of October 2025. NREIF 2025, facilitating the Nigeria First policy, securing the nation's renewable energy future.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point o.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer o.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as Sure Banker. Progress na small wind wey dey carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you dey use money point?
Of course na, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
Thanks for joining us. The federal government has issued a 30-day ultimatum to all federal tertiary institutions in the country to reconcile and submit reports of unutilized balances within the Tertiary Education Trust Fund for joint verification. Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa gave the directive at a meeting with heads of federal tertiary institutions, bursars and procurement directors. Zenred Digmon reports.
This engagement is part of the ministry's renewed commitment to enforcing zero-tolerance policy on financial mismanagement and addressing recurrent issue of unutilized funds in tertiary institutions. To further address the challenge, plans are underway to introduce capacity-building programs aimed at enhancing expertise in procurement and project management, alongside the enforcement of quarterly reviews.
These are funds that we need to rebuild classes, build laboratories, engineering workshops, faculty offices, student auditoriums, buy instructional materials to tertiary institutions. Also, some of these funds that might even be there that and lecturers need for career advancement.
There are guidelines on how these funds are being accessed. And once that guidelines are not met, that money cannot be accessed.
The Ministry of Education appeals to stakeholders to work collectively towards reversing the negative trend and ensure prudent use of public resources in Abuja. Zenred Dingmoon, NTA News.
Now let's bring you up to speed with other news as the Nigeria Postal Service appears to be taking a leading role in the country's ongoing digital economic transformation. Ayodeji Makinde reports that at the time the World Post Day is being commemorated, NIPOST is starting the revamping of its operation through tech-driven initiatives to serve Nigerians better.
A day celebrated October 9 every year since 1874 carries with it realities of the contemporary era, with the theme, Post for the People, Local Service and Global Reach. NIPOST is replacing analog numeric post code with digital tech in collaboration with the National Population Commission to capture Nigeria in its entirety. Postmaster General of the Federation and CEO of NIPOST, Tola Odeyemi, reels out achievements and commitments to digital service delivery through support to micro, small and medium enterprises in the country.
To empower these MSMEs, NIPOST introduced a 15% logistics discount for all MSMEs registered with the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN. Through this partnership with SMEDAN, more than 20,000 MSMEs stand to benefit, lowering their operational costs and allowing them to expand their market reach.
The boldest innovation hitherto is NIPOST Agro Infrastructure and Logistics Initiative, which targets boosting Nigeria's agricultural value chain and reducing post-harvest losses.
It leverages NIPOST's existing infrastructure across all 774 local government areas to establish modular storage hubs, digital traceability tools, and corridor-based fleet operations.
The Postmaster General recognized the outstanding performance of students who represented Nigeria at the 2024 Universal Postal Union Letter Writing Competition, reaffirming dedication to rewarding academic excellence. NIPOST will unveil a face to its name, who will serve as brand ambassador to promote the organization and effective service delivery.
The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Muyi Aina, has expressed satisfaction with the level of preparedness on the official flag-off of the integrated vaccination campaign at Aleyeta Primary School for the Federal Capital Territory. Dr. Muyi Aina flagged off the campaign at Aleyeta Primary School for the Amak local government area while describing the efforts as encouraging. He, however, pointed out the need for intensify public awareness on the campaign. The event brought together local government officers and immunization partners who have shown commitment to improving child health outcomes.
A bit impressed with just how early most of them came and how on top of the information that they need to know that they are aware of. So I'm very positive that even as they go to the nearby communities that are within the catchment area of this facility is where the ward focal person is based. So I'm very positive that the program will go well. One of the gaps that I've identified, by the way, is that the awareness amongst the people is not quite enough. So I think we need to do more in terms of creating awareness, and we will try to do more, get our partners to do more.
The integrated campaign covers multiple diseases, including measles, rubella, polio, HPV, hepatitis B, and routine immunizations, as well as malaria prevention in some states. Now, NNPC Foundation has flagged off the final phase of its nationwide farmers training program in the Northeast, marking the culmination of a national initiative that has so far trained more than 11,000 vulnerable farmers on modern agricultural techniques and market access strategies across 5 geopolitical zones of the country. Yunusa Suleiman reports that the commitment by the foundation aims to foster inclusion and boost national food security through climate-smart agriculture.
Gathered in this hall are 900 smallholder farmers from Borno, Bauchi and Yobe states, receiving training on modern agricultural techniques and market access strategies, powered by the NNPC Foundation in its determination to drive inclusive growth, national food security and rural development. The training covers key areas including climate-smart agriculture, soil management, post-harvest handling, financial literacy, cooperative formation, and leveraging digital tools for market access.
The initiative delivered by the NNPC Foundation reflects our commitment to national development that goes beyond energy. We are focused on practical interventions that increase productivity, that reduce losses, and expand market access for vulnerable farmers.
I'm very appreciative of NNPC Foundation as they train me. They provide a lot of knowledge for us in order to improve our farming.
There were goodwill messages from stakeholders commending the NNPC Foundation and its management for coming up with such a laudable initiative that supports the nation's quest for food security and sufficiency. in Damaturu. Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
And from Jigawa, we hear that the administration of Governor Umar Namadi is tackling the problem of housing with the ongoing construction of 1,500 housing units across the state, with thousands more in the pipeline. For nearly a decade, Jigawa noticed no large-scale housing construction, a situation that led to skyrocketing rental costs fueled by population growth and increased demand from federal establishments operating in the state. Mohammed Musa Askira tells us more.
Determined to reverse the trends, the Governor Umar Namadi administration has gone far in the construction of 1,500 housing units in the first phase of its massive housing renewal drive. Out of these, 550 units have already been completed and allocated to beneficiaries, while another 550 units are now 80% completed, with the third phase of the 1,500 housing units to commence soon. To achieve its target of 5,000 housing units before the end of the administration's first tenure, the state government is engaging private developers to fast-track construction and delivery. To ease the process, the government, through its Ministry of Land, Housing, Urban Development and Regional Planning, as well as the State Housing Authority, is reviewing the existing housing policy to create a conducive environment for more investment in the housing sector.
The quality of work is quite impressive, and we're happy with what's happening here. So, but definitely the way this work is going, I'm sure before the end of before the period.
We have so many institutions now in the state, and it attracts a lot of workers. So we are working on affordability tests to make sure that they can afford those houses.
The new estates are categorized to accommodate federal and state workers as well as private individuals to ensure inclusive access to affordable housing for citizens in the state. The initiative is part of Umar Namadi government's broader commitments to improving living standards and supporting sustainable urban development in Jigawa State. In Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
And talking security matters, the need to optimize capacity for socio-economic development and adopt measures to enhance security has been identified as critical to combating regional threats undermining Africa's industrialization. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that this was the focus of the inaugural lecture for Course 34 of the National Defense College, Abuja.
Africa is regarded as one of the most endowed continents in the world, blessed with vast human and natural resources. Despite this abundance, persistent political instability in the Sahel region, terrorism and other transborder crimes continue to pose significant threats to the continent's socio-economic development. The lecture emphasized the urgent need for African nations to build local capacity, strengthen governance and address security challenges that have consistently hindered progress.
Africa has the talent, the resources, and the market to achieve this transformation. What is required now is coordination, conviction, and continuity. This discipline to stay the course, the leadership to inspire others.
Addressing poverty, unemployment, inequality, and insecurity will become significantly easier once the country's industrial capacity is fully optimized.
The hosting of this event is a demonstration of the college's commitment to professional military education, which remains essential for strong and effective defense and security architecture in Africa and the world.
Speakers at the event stressed that for Africa to achieve its full potential, peace, stability, and regional cooperation must remain top priorities. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
I'll take a breather here as I join Adiola Kameakere in our studio for more on Network News. Hello, Adiola.
Dr. Christopher Kolade leaves a vacuum that will be difficult to fill. These were part of eulogies from sympathizers who came to give their condolences at the residence of the seasoned Nigerian diplomat who died at the age of 93. Larry Bilei has the details.
Dr. Christopher Kolade would have marked his 93rd birthday in 3 months' time, but he passed on at about 7 p.m. on the 8th of October 2025 Friends, colleagues, and relatives have started trooping to the Ogudu residence of the late elder statesman to pay their condolences.
We would definitely miss him. The many times that he's called or sent messages about something he heard or something which we need to do better, it's priceless.
The family of the late diplomat revealed that a meeting on the preparation for the burial ceremony and family decisions will soon take place and be communicated to Nigerians.
It's still a shock to us, so we're still trying to take things in. Our hearts are heavy, but we thank God he had a very impactful and fruitful life.
Dr. Christopher Kolade was born in 1932 in Erioke, Osun State. He attended Government College, Ibadan, and later studied at Fura Bay College, Sierra Leone, then part of Durham University. Classics. In 1950s to 1970s, Dr. Kolade worked with the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, now known as the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, with commitment rose through the ranks to become Director General in 1973 to 1978, using his position to contribute immensely to shaping national discourse. Dr. Kolade was a former Nigerian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, veteran broadcaster and distinguished corporate leader. After his diplomatic service, Dr. Kolade contributed. His contributions were recognized with national and international honors, including the Commander of the Order of Niger, CON, in 2000, and the Order of St. Augustine Medal from the Archbishop of Canterbury. In Lagos, Larry Beleyi, NTA News.
And may his soul rest in peace. Moving on, in a major crackdown on activities of economic saboteurs, the Federal Operations Unit Zone A of the Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted contraband worth 1.88 billion naira within 6 months across various states in the southwest. The controller FOU Zone A, Mohammed Shaibu, who announced the seizure at a media briefing, noted that the contraband include foreign rice, second-hand clothing, codeine, and other prohibited items. Joel Pokbola has the report.
The controller of Federal Operations Unit Zone A, Mohammed Shaibu, says the contrabands were intercepted in border communities in Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, and Lagos, attributing the success to the heightened vigilance and intelligence gathering around its operational areas. Contrabands confiscated were 5,015 bags of foreign rice, 143 bales of second-hand clothing, and 15 assorted cars. Also seized were 390 bottles of 10 packs of tramadol and 210 used tires. The controller notes that the 4 suspects who were apprehended in connection with the seizures have been handed over to relevant security agencies for further investigation.
1 by 20-foot container onion containing 752 cartons, Cajun latex intercepted for false declaration. Between 1st of September and 7th of October, a total of 39,688.71 kobo was also recovered.
In furtherance of the interagency synergy, the seized pharmaceutical products and narcotics were handed over to the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, for necessary actions.
It's a synthesized indiation. It has more dangerous capacity than other indiation that is produced in Nigeria. And it's not Nigerian made. It's flown through the sea, through the river.
The controller and representatives of other agencies reaffirmed commitment to facilitating legitimate trade, warning smugglers to desist from their illicit acts. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
And we are done with the contributions from Lagos. The network news will continue with Jume Yusuf in Abuja after this time out.
House of Representatives Committee on Alternative Education wishes to invite the general public and all stakeholders to a one-day public hearing on the submission of memoranda on the following bills. A bill for an act to establish the Southeast Institute for Vocational and Entrepreneurial Studies, Umobum, Imo State, and for related matters, sponsored by Honorable Ekeagwanu Onyinye Ugochinyere. A bill for an act to establish Federal Institute of Technical Education and Skills Acquisition, Mbise, Imo State, and for related matters, sponsored by Honorable Chinedu Emeka Martins. A bill for an act to establish Federal College of Entrepreneurship and Skills Acquisition in Ilorin West, Kwara State, and for related matters, sponsored by Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya. A bill for an act to establish National Institute for Vocational and Entrepreneurial Studies, Eseodo, Ondo State, and for related matters, sponsored by Honorable Donald Kimikambo Ojogo. Date Monday, 13th October 2025. Time 11 a.m. prompt. Venue Conference Room 028, House of Representatives, New Building, National Assembly Complex, Abuja. Announcer Honorable Architect Ibrahim Al-Mustafa Aliyu, Chairman, House Committee on Alternative Education.
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supramalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supramalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supramalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
No buy am. But why? No see say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big graphic seal. Not true.
Introducing your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
The world needs moms. With a splash of Golden Terra oil, a mom can transform a frown into a smile. Change no thanks into yes please. Resolve family feuds without blowing a whistle. Providing tasty family meals is all that matters. Where there are moms, there is love. Golden Terra oil, pour pure love.
Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish your kids.
My mama no food waste with na money kill and plus everything combined oh. Everything combined oh. Ogbonge gist arrive oh. She tell me say na Devon King so ya all she dey use fry oh. Yeah. Now why the jello fit dey sweet like this? Chicken in the crispy.
Introducing the new Devon King's Soya Vegetable Oil, available in stores near you.
My people, toilets have stains which bleach cannot clean effectively. But Harpic is thicker and sticks better, which gives 10x better cleaning, faster bleach, and kills germs. Oh, wow. You can now see that Harpic is better than bleach.
My morning ritual starts here, surrounded by Life-Made furniture. From my wardrobe to my bed, Life-Made Furniture's whole house customization designs every piece to perfection. I love that in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Ibadan, and Kano, there's Life-Made Furniture.
For a whole house customization and furniture projects, call 081 2000 6000 or visit elifemade.com. Life-Made, your life made forever.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
Thanks for rejoining us. President Tinubu has received with sadness the news of the passing of Dr. Christopher Kolade, a broadcaster and bedroom guru who is one of Nigeria's intellectual treasures. The president described Dr. Kolade, 92, as a custodian of Nigeria's enterprise history, especially concerning corporate governance and human resources management. He was a principal figure in reputable institutions like the Lagos Business School and among the finest of men, exceptionally brilliant, statesmanly, diligent, and had impeccable integrity. He adds that Dr. Kolade was not only a boardroom icon serving as one-time chief executive and chairman of Cadbury Nigeria PLC, but he was also a patriot and an uncompromising advocate of transparency and accountability in governance, among other attributes. The president recalls his many humanitarian interventions through the Christopher Kolade Foundation, especially his support for sickle cell patients, a cause to which he donated a chunk of his earnings, adding that he will remain an inspiration for many generations to come, and prays that God grants him eternal rest. Now, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has arrived Doha, the capital city of Qatar. She landed at the Doha Hamad International Airport earlier this evening to begin a 4-day working visit to the country on the invitation of the chairperson of Qatar Foundation, Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Nasser Al-Mizdi. The visit is part of a mission the First Lady is undertaking to advance the cause of out-of-school children and reform Al-Majri education system in Nigeria. During her visit, she will engage with the Qatar Foundation Chair as well as Minister of Social Development But Aina Al-Naoumi, among other key stakeholders in Qatar. The First Lady is accompanied on the visit by the Minister of State for Education, Professor, and the Chief Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Al-Majri and Out-of-School Children Education Commission, Dr. Muhammad Sani. Time now for Benny Adams to bring us the latest in the world of business. Benny?
Thank you, Jumoy. Now talking business, the United Nations World Food Programme and the African Development Bank are calling for increased investment in innovative and production-oriented food systems in Nigeria. The United Nations resident coordinator in Nigeria, Mohamed Ford, speaking on the theme investing in innovative food systems solutions in challenging contexts, says increasing the investment will strengthen resilience and address food insecurity in fragile regions of Nigeria and across Africa. This is as experts posit that food security is not only about agriculture, but also about peace, dignity, and stability.
When food systems thrive, community heals. And when community heals, nation prosper.
To ensure we can have seeds and we can produce seeds locally, because what we are planting now are grains, are not seeds.
And the good thing about Nigeria is that every state is essential to agriculture. There is no state whatsoever that if they want to go into agriculture, they cannot.
Now the management of the Nigeria Export enforces a 10-year ban on industrial strikes and lockouts in the free trade zones. Dr. Olufemi Ogunyemi, Managing Director of Abuja, following what he described as a frequent and excessive external union infiltrations that have destabilized the smooth operations of the Dangote refinery. Nabza Boss stated that the recent escalation of the trade dispute between the zone and Pengassen, particularly given the refinery status as a free trade zone, was worrisome. Dr. Gunyemi further reiterated that the trade disputes originating within a zone must be referred for resolution, adding that this restriction applied exclusively within the free zones and did not extend to the broader Nigerian economy. And a quick look at the market. The Nigerian stock market today is on fire, continuing its bullish run and making history as the all-share index hit 146,000 mark. Investors went home smiling with 308 billion naira. That is it on business at this time. Network news continues, but after this break, do stay with us.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point oh.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer.
Bro, na transfer. Na money point oga. Oh, na transfer.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land.
Progress na small wind where the carry person go far.
No worries, Mogo Bible.
Victor, even you, they use money point?
Of course, now they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
My mama no lie, yo. Food waste with na money kill and plus everything combined, oh. Everything combined, oh. Ogbonge just the arrive, oh. She tell me say na Devon King, so ya hush they use fry, oh. Yeah. Now why the jollof it is sweet like this? The chicken it dey crisp like this. Fry the plantain.
Introducing the new Devon King's soya vegetable oil, available in stores near you.
TerraCube, unwrap joy, unleash taste.
Toilets have stains which bleach cannot clean effectively. But Harpic is thicker and sticks better, which gives 10x better cleaning versus bleach and kills germs. Oh, wow. You can now see that Harpic is better than Guys, food is ready.
To impress. Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point, oh.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer, abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer. Na money point, oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as sure banker. Progress na small wind where the carry person go far.
No worries, go make am. Mogo Bible.
Victor, even you, they use money point?
Of course, now they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
My mama no lie, yo. Food waste with na money kill and plus everything combined, oh. Everything combined, oh. Ogbonge just the arrive, oh. She tell me say na Devon King, so ya she dey use fry, oh. Yeah. Love it is sweet like this. The chicken it dey crisp like this. Fry the plantain.
Introducing the new Devon King's soya vegetable oil, available in.
Hello and welcome to Sports Update. In a bold and forward-thinking move, Nigeria is setting its sight on a new path to Olympic glory through the wheels of. At the forefront of this initiative is the president of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, Major General Mekano Abdullahi, who in the country's entrance into the world of competitive skating through the Skating Federation of Nigeria. With a strong backing from the National Sports Commission, this initiative, he says, signals a clear target of securing podium finishes.
I travel many countries and I've seen how their youth are participating in skating. And to my surprise, and to everybody even surprised, is skating is one of the Olympic games. And the talent we have in Nigeria can make us qualify and even win medal.
To football, Super Eagles coach Eric Chelle and captain William Troost-Ekong have reiterated the team's confidence and determination as they prepare for their Crunch 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Lesotho on Friday in Polokwane. Speaking after another session in the bag on Thursday, they expressed optimism about Nigeria's prospect, emphasizing the squad's unity and focus on the upcoming challenge.
And we need to be very focused to start well this game with a lot of intensity, a lot of aggressivity to score and to win this game.
It's important for us to go for all 3 points. So yeah, it's going to be an important game for both.
That's it on Sports Update. It's back to Jumai.
Thank you, Francisca. And now to the result of our poll. We asked you what is the most critical measure to be implemented to ensure the integrity of national elections in Nigeria. 44.3% ticked strengthening INEC technology and transparency. Another 38.1% of our respondents chose full digitization and publicity of polling units. Results, while 15.3% ticked strict punishment for electoral offences, 2.8% of our respondents believe that enhanced security at polling units suffers as an element to enhance the integrity of national elections. And that's Network News for tonight. Thanks. Do take care.